Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ray Dolan, live at 12 o'clock in association with the Yo-Yo Cafe. And we were up there on Friday and we had an absolute fantastic time. And there was great music and great laughter and a lot of things going on up there in the music box and the studio. And we could go on and on and on. But if you go back to our previous video on Friday, you get all the information. We had fun to beat the band. We are coming to you live on a Monday. It's the beginning of the week, and yes, every day we start off with the 12 bongs. Bong, 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 bong. And we have a superstar on board, Helen Hassett. Helen.
Bong, bong.
Magic. She's been practicing since we met last week. Absolutely amazing. So we're continuing on with 4 more bongs. Bong, 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 bong. And that's the 12 bongs coming to you live on September the 20th of 2021. What a fast year it has been, and it's going faster even still. Now, sometimes I take off in an awful high, but I'm trying to relax the tensions here. And as I look into the camera and watch everyone looking in from all over the world, you're very, very welcome indeed. Now, we have Oisín, who introduced the show from, we were out in Mears Court last week, and Oisín introduced the show, and he is in Derry at the moment. So a big shout out to you, Oisín, and Sally Taylor. Hello to you too. We're continuing on with the birthday shout-outs, and we have Margaret Garrity, yes indeed, originally from Mayo, but now living in Mullingar. Happy birthday to you, Margaret. And Sil Gagan from Mullingar, happy birthday to you. Imelda Nielsen is looking in there from Australia, which is that way. And Tess Matthews from Mullingar, in Mullingar, happy birthday to you. We have Stuart Spencer looking in from the Orphan Garden, Ballymoney, which is in Wexford, which is that way. Hello to you, Stuart. And Malty, M-A-L-T-Y, Walsh. Hello to you. He's in Liscannor in County Cork. How's it going? And Louise Behan, and she is in Dunshaughlin. Happy birthday to you, Louise. And Jimmy Connor, who was in Wexford. We met him many, many years ago, and looking forward to meeting you again in Wexford soon, Jimmy Connor. Oh, and it's O'Connor. Virginia Harton, and she's in Cavan. A big shout out to you on your birthday. And John McCarthy, who's looking in from Dungarvan. Happy birthday to you, originally from Mullingar. Pierce Caroon, the legend, ladies and gentlemen. You'll see him driving around in his Jeep, a great man to wave when he's driving down the town, meeting everyone. And once again, Pierce Caroon, happy birthday to you. And Mary Dunnican looking in from Dublin, happy birthday to you. And as well as that, we got a message from Jackie Rayworth, and it came in from some of our friends actually the whole way from Nova Scotia. And today is Jackie's birthday, so happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. Now, Helen Hassett's on with us, and she's a professional singer. And I'm doing my professional singing there, folks. She's going to teach me loads of things now before she gets out of the bus. Anyway, before we continue with our fantastic singer on the way, we have the Downs Gaa Lotto. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be 8,500 euros. That's the jackpot number tonight. So if no matter where you are in the world, you can get involved in all these lottos. Just get onto their Facebook page, throw in a few pound into the lotto, and you know what, they could be sending you 8,500 euros. And Multifarnham GAA Lotto was run last night, and the numbers are 7, 9, 10 and 13. And there was no winner. And I believe Lenny Mulvaney won 50 euros, and Catherine Pender, she won 50 euros, and they matched 3 numbers. So next week the lotto is going to be 10,200. So the best of luck to you all. Now the Carlstown Kinnegad GFC, and they have I think they had their lotto last night, picked the numbers. We have not heard any more since, but the 7,000 in prizes, there's 2,000 in the jackpot, and it's a monster drive through, so you can drive the car through the the bingo in Carlstown in a big field. So where would you get it? It's absolutely super. Now, continuing on, we have jobs from Mullingar. In Mullingar, we have Apache Pizza looking for a delivery person and staff from indoors. They're looking for pleasant people looking in who would like to serve people of Mullingar, and they always have fantastic people working down there, and they're a really good gang to work for. So check out their Facebook page, Apache Pizza. Hiya, 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 hiya. And Esquire Coffee, big shout out to you guys in the Mullingar Harbour Place. And what they have is a photo shoot competition. Yes, you can send your picture in, no matter whether it's on a phone or on a hard drive or anything like that. The competition runs until September. So go to their Facebook page and their Instagram page and get involved. The pictures have to be taken around Mullingar, so that's the only thing you've got to do. So no matter where you are, if you see something nice, click it and send it to our good friends in Esquire Coffee, Mullingar. Now, we got invited to the Rambling House last week, or this week, and we're going to be there on Friday. So it's the Rambling House. It's on at Lone Community Radio, and Anna Kavanagh is the lady who is the presenter of the show, and she invited me down, so I'm looking forward to that. So if you want to be on board, just go to their webpage and you'll be able to get the link. It's called the listening in link or listen live link, and just hit that link and then you're on board. So it's at Lone Community Radio, so actually download the app maybe and you will be ready to listen to us on the radio station. You can see us on this, but you can hear us on that. Okay, don't forget, if you want to be on board, ladies and gentlemen, to promote your business or to tell your story, send us a PM and we'll get back to you, and continue with all your information that you're sending in, something that you like to share, whether it's a family event, whether your brother's getting married, your sister's getting married, or there's something happening in the house, or there's an event going on in your area. Send it in to us and we should share it here on the 12 Bongs Show. Now, I have to keep an eye on myself because sometimes I run off this yoke and I leave things out. So I'm keeping an eye on what I've written down. All morning I'm down writing real hard. Okay, what we've got here is the Roma Cafe are looking for very good staff as well. So give them a shout, go to their Facebook page. Continuing on, the food shout out competition winner, we have Chef Kebab Pizza and magnificent kebabs down there. They're that big, they're huge. You can get a huge kebab or just a small kebab. I'd recommend a medium kebab, and that is in down Chef Kebab Pizza. And as well as that, our Facebook recommendation is at Lone Community Radio. Can't beat a bit of radio. And our shop local pick of the day is Montgomery Lifestyle, going from strength to strength to strength to strength to strength. Fair play to you lads, doing a great job. And as well as that, we've got some new information for you. A bingo starts live in the Rugby Club the 22nd of September. Doors open at 6:45. Free tea and sandwiches, no, biscuits, sorry. And jackpot is 6,250. And if it exceeds 44 calls, they pay out €200. I have no idea about that one, but if you do bingo, you know exactly what it's all about. And a big shout out to Jenny Garrity. Yes, the legend that is. She's up in Woody's DIY for the last 20 years. Them 20 years went like that. And Jenny, big shout out to you, because she is being nominated for the Best Charity Performer 2021, working in Woody's for the last 20 years, and it's called the Woody's Waskers Award. Waskers Award. And fair play to you, Jenny. They're having fun. That's the most important thing. It's important to laugh, and the most important thing is to laugh at yourself as well. Oscars Awards, and this is a drive charity with her from prizes from local. So what she done was she went and got local businesses to support the three charities that are involved. It's the ISPCC, beg your pardon, Bernardo's and Down Syndrome, and Autism Assist Dogs. Now, we have friends that have autism assist dogs, and I believe they're absolutely after changing the lives of the child and the parents and everyone who's involved. It's after settling down the child. So that's a fantastic charity. So it's called Here's a Charity. They raise 10,200. So once again, Jenny, we wish you the very, very best in Woody's DIY from all the staff in Mullingar. So continuing on, ladies and gentlemen, I have my superstar on board. And before that, I just want to turn on camera A. Sorry, this is camera A. Turn on camera B. And camera B, there she goes, and is connecting, and it says connecting. Yes, brilliant. And my own camera here. So this is Helen Hassett. That's she looks like, but she is an absolute legend, ladies and gentlemen. She's music generation, a tutor. She's a voice teacher at Cork University, or Cork School of Music, and a diploma in teaching singing. And she's at the Guildhall School of Music. Helen, that's a whole huge you've done. You're Mullingar the last 16 years, but you were in Cork for 16 years.
Yeah. So, like, I grew up in Mullingar. We came back here when I was about 5. We were in England, and then I lived here all through my schooling and went to Cork after my leaving cert to UCC, studied there, and then I never left there. I stayed there for 15, nearly 16 years. So. Yeah,
you done vocals there. What exactly? Right. So you headed out of Loreto. Were you singing going out the doors of Loreto, or what?
No, I was with Dorothy Horn for years here in Mullingar. The very, very well-known, magnificent Dorothy Horn, and she taught me piano for years. And
right.
I always sang. My first gig in Mullingar was my confirmation.
Wow.
Funny, my son just made his confirmation the other day, and I was thinking of it. I stood up at the Ambo and I was terrified, and I used to cry. And everybody used to ask me to sing in primary school, and I used to cry. I was so
Why?
shy.
Why?
I was so shy.
Just
yeah, it was me. Believe that. But that's the truth.
Right.
And so I sang all the way through secondary school, but never had lessons or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mrs. Horn, I decided I wanted to study music. I wanted to do a music degree, and so I had to learn a couple of tunes to audition as a sing-songs, which I auditioned all around the country with the same 2 songs, the only 2 songs I knew, classical songs. And luckily I blagged my way in to college and studied singing from then with a wonderful teacher called Robert Bear, better known as Bobby Bear from Bantry. From Bandon, sorry, God, that's right. Bear, a wonderful, wonderful guy. I couldn't understand a word he said to me for about 4 weeks. He was real West Cork. But he was a complete legend.
Right.
I was with him for years, finished my degree, and then I went to London and did a postgrad there at the Guildhall School of Music and Drama in London. So it was all classical training. So I mean,
your brother was a heavy metal drummer, like.
Yeah.
There's a lot of music there going on.
Well, we were the only 2 that really did anything with our music, but the rest of them all claimed they're great dancers. All the Hassetts, yeah. I hope they're watching now.
Is Johnny a good dancer?
Johnny's a mighty dancer. Do you not remember the days you used to be out with Johnny? He killed me. Anyway, yeah, Paddy played, of course, still plays drums.
Yeah, but I mean, you became classical. I mean, Mullingar, classical, like fair enough, we have the art centre and the art, that's a whole different area. And to me, or a lot of people looking in thinking, the art centre and the choral society, they're all one. But I mean, what's going on in the art centre is totally different. And then it's classical music, so you're singing.
Exactly like that, right?
Yeah. Now, and Uncle Joe then became Uncle Joe, and he sang his thing. But they were so-called, that was the music in Mullingar going back.
Show bands and...
Or they sung that type of singing.
Like the John McCormick kind of
tenors,
yeah.
Yeah. So, and I mean, it all disappeared out of the town, and then it came back, things then changed. But then Mullingar has changed so many times. I mean, classical is big in the town now.
Yeah. Well, I think at the time when I was learning, when I was in school here, there wasn't really anything like the choral society. Kind of, they would do classical repertoire, like oratorios that I would have done as a soloist. That was my main platform, was recital work and oratorio, which is like orchestra, choir, and soloists.
Oh yeah.
And so that was what I spent most of my career in my 20s and 30s doing recitals.
You were gigging, like your shows.
Like it's so different. It's so different to anything that kind of is local, you know what I mean? Like, I suppose here we have a brilliant amateur music theatre kind of thing, with the art centre, and that's been going on for years, since way back Johnny White days, and I suppose for me, I kind of sang with Shane Brennan in the Cathedral Choir as well, and Dorothy Horn had a wonderful choir called Studio 3, which the wonderful Maeve Dolan was a part of, and we sang in that I sang in that through my secondary school. So we would have done a lot of classical music, arrangements of music, So it was always kind of there, and I think I never really knew anything about it. Certainly I didn't hear it in my own home, but I don't know, it was something I was kind of drawn to, I guess. And then when I sang it, my voice suits that kind of music.
Okay.
Like, I wanted to be a rock and roll singer, but
Right.
it's just not me. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just, sometimes you gotta accept that your voice is suitable to certain music. And doesn't mean I don't love every kind of music, which
Yeah.
I do, but sometimes your tone of your voice and your instrument just suits a certain kind of music, and that was my kind of genre.
So for them 16 years, you went to London and you sang in theatres and you sang with big orchestras and you done solos and all that, and then you came back to Mullingar. And what you do then?
Well, when I came back to Mullingar, I was still singing. I moved to Mullingar with the intention of not teaching, because I had taught at the School of Music in Cork. For a shout out to all my friends in the School of Music in Cork. I'm going to tag them all so they can see it.
Brilliant.
8 years as a voice teacher, and it was great. And I had a lot of experience. I put on little operas and staged things, and I was teaching third level, so there were kids that were doing degrees. And then when I came home, I decided, no, I'm just going to perform, and I was still performing. And I used to go to the Chamber Choir Ireland, hello to all the Chamber Choir Ireland people, and I used to deaf professional choir. At the time, it was the only really functioning one in Ireland.
Wow.
I reeled into teaching by Gerard Lillis in St. Vincent's, the
Right.
Scola teacher, because I sang at a wedding with him, and he said, I have a few kids that, are really good, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. And so I blame him
Okay.
for that. I ended up teaching voice in St. Vincent's, and I still performed a good bit as well. But never really locally here, because it's mostly with orchestras and piano accompanists.
It's hard to get a few lads together in an orchestra downtown.
Yeah, it's just not that.
Yeah.
Not here. Like, we have a brilliant music scene in every other aspect of music, but not really apart from the choral society. There wouldn't really be anything. And I was a soloist, so I didn't want to sing with a choir. I love teaching choir and I love being in a choir, but I kept going, and then my kids were born, and you kind of, I suppose I kind of put this performing side of things away a little bit, maybe in the last 5 to 6, 7 years, and I've been teaching a lot more, and I love teaching. I love it.
And you didn't marry a Cork man?
No, I married a big Mullingar head. Yeah, followed me around the place, followed me down to Cork. I did. A big GAA man to me as well. I loved sport. Who will know him? He'll kill me now for mentioning his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was in Cork. We were real Corkionians, because I was in the School of Music, a huge big building, and he worked in Murphy's.
Right.
So so we moved home. Then when the kids arrive, you want mammy. So
Yeah, your mammy.
yeah, but no, it was great, and I never regretted moving home, even though there wasn't a big scene here. I was very close to Dublin, and it was great.
But you're very busy now as it is, with your kids and looking after what has to be done, and teaching people. And everyone, they go, oh, jeez, Helen taught me. And Helen taught me.
Yeah,
I was talking to three people up in the barracks there, and definitely you've been involved in some way in their life. And the girl actually said to me, she was actually backstage. I think Arena is her name.
Rena Casey, yes. Yeah, she's a
Like
great girl,
Mag,
great singer.
she was doing backstage at and I met her, and then she arrived out to do this the show up in the barracks, and I looked around. She says, I met you before. I says, where did I meet you? She says, I was in the Mayor's Court doing it. Yeah.
Yes.
I says, right. So anyway, and what Helen taught me, and she says, did I remember? And she says, yes, I do remember you when you met her. So
Oh no, I've loads, and I love that about it musically.
Yeah.
As long as they do it. I suppose as a teacher, your job is to teach them how to be a healthy singer, and that's my big quest in life, is to keep people singing with technique, and for longevity of voice, and for and like
you
you can listen to that and you can dance around the kitchen, but like you just sometimes have to accept that like I'm not going to sing heavy metal ever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But the range of a lot of people say, I'll pick that song and try and sing it, and then they go and sing it and go, that doesn't sound right. And like my question to you is like, how do you have a healthy voice? Like, so fair enough, my father always encouraged me to sing, and I always loved singing when I was at school and the whole lot, but I never thought of myself as a singer, right?
Yeah.
And just by the encouragement of your family and the whole lot, you continue singing, and you just, as I say, open your mouth. And you can hurt your voice, you can talk the next day, and maybe your voice will come then. I've never myself had any lessons.
Yeah.
And breathing, I thought was, sure, jizz, we breathe all the time, sure. How would as well when we're singing?
Well, I think what the thing is, there's a few, like you can always benefit from a little bit of knowledge about everything, of course. But like, I think a lot of people, like for yourselves, you probably sing reasonably healthy, and you sing with a mic, and you have plenty of volume, and you're not killing yourself. You're not singing over a huge band or whatever that is. So like for me, I guess I take a student on and I teach them a little, well, at the beginning we speak a lot about physically what do you do when you sing. A lot of people don't know even what's involved in your body when you sing.
Yeah.
And the whole mechanics of it. So
yeah, that comes out of your neck.
we do, yeah. And they think it's all here. And so you have to teach people where it begins and a little bit, even when they're little.
Yeah.
They still understand. Most of us breathe pretty well. What happens is, it's not that we don't breathe well, it's that we don't control how we let it out. And that is the problem. So you let it out too quick, or you don't control it, or you don't support it. So that's what I find. Of course, everybody can breathe. We wouldn't be here. So it's just about learning how to control that breath. And that's what singing is controlling the breath. And then, learning how to resonate sounds properly and find the right placement for sounds. And it's just such an interesting...
Yeah, because there's different places you can sing from. You can sing from your head, and you can sing from your throat. You can sing from your belly.
In classical music, and I always teach classical technique to start with, because voice, like I could sing a concert for 3 hours in a classical concert and physically be exhausted, but vocally I'd never be tired.
Yeah, but you're able to talk the next day.
Absolutely, 100%. I've never lost my voice, touch wood, because I would. But from singing anyway, definitely not. Might have been from roaring at a Beyonce concert or something, but people how to resonate properly. And in classical singing, we kind of think chest and head. We wouldn't even think about the throat. Like it doesn't even come into our radar. But then when you sing maybe contemporary music or pop music, there's a little bit more thought about the larynx position and all that kind of stuff. So there's lots of really technical things, and like even contemporary singers and pop and rock, like they can always improve from just a little bit more knowledge about what they're doing.
An example of that is, I remember Bruce Springsteen, who sings for nearly 3 hours, right, and he gives it everything. I noticed during the gig he was breathing into his nose, like, and you're thinking, nice one. And I'd be more a visual person. It'd be very hard for me to read it. I have to see it,
People like that.
And and that's sort of one thing I got from his gig, going, Jesus, yeah. Because sometimes I will, if I'm singing, I just give it, socks for an hour. And then you go, why do I feel sort of I'm going to collapse? Or why do I feel that I'm not breathing right? So then you go, breathe right. And then you start breathing. And you could sing all evening then,
Well, the support you get from your torso when you sing, like that's what I always say to kids, like you gotta feel it all from the pit of your stomach, and really go for it. And it's all about involving the whole body when you sing. Like it's not just here upwards, back, your lungs go around your whole body, so there's lots of ways of kind of centering yourself a little bit deeper in your body. And at the end of the day, it's a physical activity. It's a very tiring activity. Like it's a really, really athletic. I don't look like an athlete, I know, but it is an athletic.
And you want to be thinking that way.
Yeah, and you want to be thinking about your whole body from your feet right up to the top of your head.
Helen on board and having the crack with us.
Yeah, it's great. He nabbed me now. I was going down to see my sister. That's where he nabbed me. But he gave me a brownie and he reeled me in like the candy man. The child catcher. You're reeling me in with the brownie into the van.
She's on Instagram there as well, so we'll just organise that one there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to have a quick look back here on people who are looking in on board the bus. And who have we got? We've got lots of people watching in. Where are we at? Let me see. Jenny, God, they're writing from every angle. Audrey Neal is looking in there saying hello from Clady, and Ben is looking in from north of Africa.
Wow.
Marina is looking in from London saying good afternoon to everyone. Frida's looking in from Belgium. Deb is saying hello from, I think she's in Las Vegas. Bridget Nielsen says, good afternoon, Ray, and everyone on the bus. Hope you have a lovely afternoon. Thank you, Bridget. And Valentina's looking in from Bucharest. Hello to you, my dear. Karina's looking in from, she's in Holland. Lee Ward is watching. Marion May is there as well. Margaret Russell's looking in from downtown Mullingar. Diana is looking in from Coot Hill. And Frida's there as well. Happy birthday to everyone. And I think we've got all the messages. Anne Joyce says happy Monday to all my friends in Limerick. And yes, we have covered everything. Margaret Garrity says hello there, Ray, how's it going? And more messages coming in there as well. Let's get through them all if we can. Where is it here? Yeah, hello from Las Vegas. And Helen Hassett, look who's on with Ray. Tracy Hassett. Who's Tracy?
That's my sister-in-law.
Okay. That's what Margaret Garrity says. I seen that coming in there a few minutes ago. Happy Monday to all the bus. Sean Breen's looking in from Melbourne. Who is that lady, Ray? That lady is Helen Hassett, and she's a fantastic lady. And do you have albums and songs on?
I have some, yes, and probably you'd find some on YouTube as well.
Right.
I don't post them up, but they're probably from...
There you are, Sean Breen. Check her out on YouTube. Helen Hassett is her name. And Margaret Garrity, Helen Hassett is a wonderful singer and teacher. Oh, fair play to you. That's Margaret Garrity. And I think we've got everyone on board the ship. Sally Taylor's looking in there as well from Derry. And Carmen's looking in from Dublin. And Lily is looking in from Perth, Western Australia. Wow. We're absolutely chuffed that you're all watching in, folks. So once again, for us coming in now, that's Helen Hassett. Bye for now, folks.
Bye.
Thank you.